All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and kick off our session today. Welcome to Material Moment Brand Webinar. My name is Michelle Setti. I will be your host today. We are so excited to have Porcelanosa and the Shade Store on our series. We will be talking about insights, products, a little bit about their brands, specification tips, and more. So we're really excited to kick that off today. So before we do that, quick reminder on Material Bank. You have access to over 500 leading brands and counting that you can sample from up until midnight Eastern for next business morning delivery. And those samples will always be shipped to you completely for free in a single box. Now, first up today, we have our guest, Ramon Herras, the regional sales manager at Porcelanosa. So Ramon, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, Michelle. Well, my name is Ramon Heras. As Michelle was saying, I represent Porcelanosa in the United States. And I would like to speak a little bit about Porcelanosa and then show you some products, new products that we are using that I think that can be very interesting for you. Porcelanosa is a Spanish brand founded in 1973. So this year we are 50 years old. So we are in anniversary. Our main products, next, Michelle, please. The main materials that we provide are tiles, bath product, stone, kitchens, mosaics. Stone is our big, large format of porcelain panels. And the laminate we provide as well, hardwood, luxury vinyl, crayon, that is our solid surface facades with all the department that we have, and the installation materials, so to make the life easy to all the customers. Our main core values are we are the factory, so that is very unique. We are the factory and we represent ourselves in the United States. The availability that we have around the country and worldwide is amazing because we control the production and the distribution channel. Innovation, we present in all our lines of product twice a year novelties in terms of design and in terms of technical improvements. Rapid response, because you are dealing with a factory. At the end, we tell you what's going on in real time. Warranty, we provide a warranty in all our products and installations. Personal service, you are working with one of our representative or with myself or whoever is in charge of your account. Post-project assistance, we in any situation that can come after you install the project or we finish, we provide assistance, and we are one-stop shop. That is very cool and very important because with one call, you can solve many issues with many products, payments, deliveries, and many other things. So in one shot, you have many things. Then we have presence around the country, around the world in 150 countries with more than 1,000 stores. That is very important because when you design something in this world that is worldwide, you can design something in New York or in LA or in Toronto or wherever you design, but we can supply that material and assistance almost in every part of the world. So that is very important. You go to the United States and Canada, we have 6 logistic centers that supplies all our materials in San Francisco, LA, Toronto, New York, Miami, and Dallas. And what I wanted to speak today, next, Michelle, please, is about tile. Tile is our main core business. We started in 1973 with the tiles, and then we build new products. When we go to tiles, in these days, what I want to emphasize with you is the quality and the finish of the tiles in these days are completely different than when we start. We have in these days material that imitates another surfaces and other finishes that are like the other surfaces, with the advantage of how the strength of the tile, the absorption that you have in those materials in front of our tiles and other surfaces. So I want to share with you some new material that we are showing in these days to show you exactly what we are speaking, okay? So for example, in this picture, everything that you see floor and wall is tile, is porcelain tile. To have something like the wall that you have there, we combine a porcelain tile that is 23 inches by 59 inches in 3 different materials, in 3 different finishes. You have stone in the darker color. You have hardwood in the lighter color, and then the other part with lines is also imitating decoration of hardwood. The difference is that if you want to do something with a mosaic of the real pieces, it's going to cost you a fortune. It's going to be normally weaker materials, and the maintenance is going to be higher. In this case, we provide that for you. And this allows us to create something like that. We move to another picture. In this case, for example, we have a porcelain panel on the floor in a silk finish. Our silk finish will imitate a home finish in a stone, and then another tile on the wall for a mosaic imitation. So if you want to have a mosaic like that in real mosaic, that we do as well, don't get me wrong, it's gonna cost you possible 10 times or more than a real tile, a porcelain tile, with the advantages of not porous, not absorption. So imagine in some applications how important they are. If we go to another picture, in this case, it's difficult to tell, but the wall is tile with the reliefs and everything. Imitates a board, a fabric board. But in these days, when you put together, it looks amazing. Imagine that you have that and you want to do a bedroom board, you want to do a fireplace, anything that you want to do, you can do with that, because the resistance is a porcelain tile, but the finish, when you see, you cannot tell what is what. So in these days, the possibilities of the porcelain tiles are amazing. If we move to another picture, in this case, everything is tile. Floor is imitation of a stone. The wall is a hardwood imitation, porcelain hardwood, and then big panels in the fireplace. So you can see how warm it looks in these days, the tiles in front of the past. If we go to another, in this case, for example, again, a hardwood porcelain imitating hardwood, but for outdoors. That is very important because the maintenance of a real hardwood in front of another materials is higher than a porcelain. In this case, this application is in a villa in the Caribbean, but imagine that you do here, well, here in my case, because I live in New York, but you do in a colder area where you have snow. Hardwood will be heavily damaged in front of these materials. And the beauty is we can have finishes for outdoors. So you will be avoiding slippery and everything, and zero maintenance, which is the most important thing. If we move, this is another fabric. It's a porcelain panel looking like a fabric, which is also very, very, very important. As you can see, you can put in a wet area, shower, bathroom, and something with that, like that, we will not be able to do with a fabric itself. If we move to another possibility, in this case, these are very important porcelain panels. These panels comes in 61 inches. There are different sizes, but the biggest is 61 inches by 29 inches. With these finishes, allows you to do countertops, backsplashes, and everything with the finish like a stone. You cannot tell what is what. If we move to another screen, in this case, again, it's a porcelain panel, high glossy, and if you see, really, you cannot tell what is a marble and what is a porcelain, but with all the advantages of a porcelain. If we move to another one, in this case, you can see different finishes that we have, from natural stone to porcelain panels. The beauty of this is zero absorption, better cost, better way to manipulate, and the installation. You know, that is very important. In the next picture, we have the same, more possibilities. Hardwood porcelain on the floor and hardwood panels imitating stone on the walls in the vanity, with the vanity, or behind the bed. So those are porcelain panels imitating stone. And in this case, the same. I just want to show you different options. In this case, for example, the floor is a porcelain panel looking like marble. The countertop is a real natural stone, and then you can see in front of a sink with a porcelain panel. So those are things that we do. Another application for the porcelain panels will be in facades. We do a lot of facades. These are two examples of New York, but we have a full department which design assist with the materials, the dimensions, saving costing and everything here in the States, and all certifications. But it's a grow business for us, because they have one facade with zero maintenance, is very important, especially in many cities, especially in the world, but in the United States. And then I just wanted to mention to you that we work with different designers around the world. Some of them are more known than others. But for example, we have some collection with them. We had a collection with Zaha Hadid or Richard Rogers, Jorge Herrera, and another ones in the next slide. We have Ramon Esteve, Simone Micheli, and Norman Foster. Just to let you know that all of you, that we work with designers in some lines and collections, and we are always very open and aware to all your suggestions and guidance. And that's it. That was a little bit about our style inside of everything that we do.
Amazing, Ramon. All of those photos are incredibly beautiful. And the fact that they are porcelain is like absolutely mind-blowing. When you're comparing these porcelain panels to real marble or these real materials, like how do they compare from a price perspective, installation, availability? Talk to us a little bit more about that.
Well, the key of the porcelain panel in front of the marble, for example, the first thing is has to be as real as possible, because if it's not real, we lose all the purpose. In these days, the porcelain panels are completely realistic. We have in our applications, when you don't tell the customer what is what, they don't know. They think that it's a marble, and then you tell that it's a porcelain panel. The porcelain panels, they start in 2012, the first ones, and from then to now, the installation has been improving a lot. The main keys that I will always tell everybody is, first of all, the cost. The cost of a real marble with a porcelain panel is lower than porcelain panel. The second, and for me, the most important one, is the maintenance. When you have a countertop or you have like any application with a porcelain panel, you have zero maintenance. When you have a marble, and we do both. Just to, we do both, but we have to explain the cons and the pros and the cons. When we do a porcelain panel, you have zero maintenance. Imagine in a bar, imagine in your kitchen, imagine in the floor, in a bathroom, in a public space, that you have zero maintenance. And then the availability. In some point, the real marble, the query arrives where it arrives. So we can produce as much as we want. So that is another advantage.
Amazing. And for those exterior porcelain tiles that you were showing us, what's the DCOF rating if we want to put these outside?
We have two kind of finishes. We have the finish that doesn't meet the coefficient of friction, that normally is what we do for the interior. And then we have we call anti-slip version, that is above 0.42 coefficient of friction, the dynamic coefficient of friction. So no worries about that. Actually, it's much higher than that, because in Europe, for example, the anti-slip version is much harder to pass than here in the United States. So we have the version for indoor, I will say, and the version for outdoor or around a pool or a wet area.
Perfect. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your presentation. I'm completely inspired with all of these photos. We are now going to switch over to our other brand partner, The Shade Store. I'd like to welcome Nazneen to Material Moment. Nazneen, go ahead and take it away and share with the designers all of your amazing and beautiful products.
Sure, thank you. Okay, so I think most of you may have seen our showrooms. We have multiple locations within each city. We are now consciously setting ourselves up to channel trade, service them, and set a platform. As a company, we like to call ourselves, introduce ourselves to the trade as being your workroom and partner in the industry. Our story, it's a three generations, currently owned by the third generation, who are the co-founders. We've been manufacturing window treatments for 77 years now. Next. So it's a family-owned company. Our message to the trade is we are a custom architectural and or decorative window treatment manufacturer. We like to call ourselves leaders in the industry, experts in as bespoke solutions. Product category being drapery, motorization, roller and solar shades, Roman shades, woven wood shades, wood and metal blinds. Next. Windows have the power to transform any space. This is something very interesting, as we typically don't pay much attention to windows, but dressing them up really adds character within a space. It could be architectural or decorative, depending on how you want to take it. They do have the power. They have the power to inspire. Next. These are just some examples and visuals of bespoke solutions that we've done. Curved motorized track, adding softness within a space, adding texture. So we take pride and say we have a solution for every space. We will be your experts, bringing solutions to every challenge. Next. This is another example of drapery, how it transforms a space. You could go minimal or you could go more decorative and accessorize it. Next. So what is the shade store difference? As Ramon was talking about core values, here are just a bullet points on our bespoke customization. This is the value to the trade. Everything is handcrafted in USA. We have fast lead times. We have US-based workrooms, in-stock materials. We offer COM program. Typically in the industry, COM programs, there needs to be a cutting for approval because of our expertise and majority of our business with trade being COM. Most 95% of the materials that come to us are already approved, so we don't even have to review them. Motorization, we are the nationwide partner of Lutron, the only partner that offers Lutron products as an in-house manufacturing concept rather than third-party integration. We have nationwide reach with a local footprint allowing us to offer local service. Our service is unmatched. From inspiration to execution, we are offering a full service to you. So if you have a project that involves windows, you just have to call us. Our team comes over, does the measurements, provides a rough quote, gives you a full spec for that project, giving you an idea what the estimate would be for that job. And we offer a full satisfaction guarantee. Next. More images of installations that we've done. Showing on the left, you see a curved window with a Roman shade. This is a very unusual concept requiring templating on site. And this is to show our expertise in quality craftsmanship that we commit to and deliver on. On the right, you see simple drapes, 17-foot high ceilings with standard painted plate. Next. Bespoke customization. Showing you some images of valances along with Roman shades. The craftsmanship of a high-end workroom backed by the support of a national company. Next. We like to say we're pushing boundaries one window at a time. Next. We offer in-stock materials, 1,200 plus materials in stock. Our collections include Holland & Sherry, Samuel & Sons, Chili Rich, Cravat, Umbrella. Next. We also have partnered with the Arbor Day Foundation, so every order that we place, a tree is planted. Next. Automation by Lutron, just some examples. Next. So what is the shade store difference? Why come to us for motorization versus going to a Lutron dealer? We are the only nationwide manufacturer to provide access to non-Lutron materials. We offer COM. So this is where when you're working on projects that are looking for something more sophisticated than just a standard collection that Lutron dealers offer, we are offering you that value. We are also offering COM options for Roman shades and drapery. Next. Some more examples of installations that we've done. Next. Drapery. So here we're going to talk about product categories. We're touching on drapery, which allows you in a room to offer luxurious fabrics, striking silhouettes, and carefully crafted details. Next. More examples of installations that we've done. Next. Drapery, as interesting as it is not just one standard style. Now, I hope that this is going to give you some idea of different styles of draperies and how they are installed. There's ripple fold, the most architectural and simple style. Tailored pleat, pinched pleat, inverted pleat. The top four are the most commonly used styles of drapery. What's very interesting is also that this gives you, when you're using material, you're limited with a COM. We will advise you and guide you on what style of pleats is going to work better if you're looking for fullness, if you're looking for transparency, more light, we'll guide you with that. So this is where our full service comes in. We are basically a workroom, a couture tailored solution that's going to come to your office with product specialists and guide you as to what is best suited based on the needs of the project. Next. Another image of an installation. Next. More drapery. Next. Here are some more examples. So as you see, our range is diverse. We're doing traditional, we're doing modern. We love to say, bring on the challenge to us. We do participate in Kips Bay every year. And the reason we do these show houses is basically we like to push the envelope and show things that are not seen in typical showrooms. Our showrooms are very clean, very modern, but through the show houses, we show how window treatments can become an architectural as well as a decorative element within a space. Next. Roller and solar shades, another category of window treatments. Functionality meets refinement, modern designs that soften the natural light or block it out. Next. So roller and solar shades are basically a few different types. Solar and roller as a category is the most common. We have Venetian, Zen, and double. And then next, I'll talk about the transparencies. This is something that's very interesting. 10% all the way down to 1%. So the higher the percentage, the more transparent. The lower the percentage, the more opaque. The benefits are it blocks UV rays, it protects your furniture and artwork, reduces glare, softens light, easy to clean and maintain. Lower percentage are less transparent and gives more privacy. Higher percentages are more open and more and provide less UV protection. Next. Roller shades, again, you use it for privacy. So blackouts are used for roller shades, as well as solar shades are used for light filtering. I do want to call out here, sometimes the assumption is that a roller shade as a blackout will give complete blackout. Again, us being the experts in the field, we guide clients, and it's interesting how many times clients come in and they don't like any light escaping through. So we advise whether you should use a valance on top or you should add drapery and layer your window treatments to give more of the desired blackout that you're looking for. You also want to, another thing to call out is the installation methods can be very different, whether you're mounting it inside a window frame or on the exterior of a window frame, depending on how much coverage you want, because a roller shade on an exterior frame is going to definitely give you more than when you do it inside. Next. Roman shades is another category. They're classic, yet always on trend. Gives you an elegant look and feel of a drapery with the functionality of shades. Next. Another installation. Next. So Roman shade styles, we have 6 options. They're flat, cascade, aventura, tulip, relaxed, and pleated. These are a great alternate to someone who doesn't want to do drapery. It's a good mix between rollers and drapery. So you can add fabric. You can also use them for blackouts. You can use them as decorative, where they're not functional and they're just as a decorative element within the window opening. Next. This is an example of some Roman shades with a valance. This is just to show how you can add an architectural element to a room. If the window is small, you can accent the window or make it the perception to be more in height, to be taller by adding a valance. We're also here able to show you the different type of details that it's an inspiration to a final execution of the valance. This is part of our program along with window treatments. We also offer cornices and valances. Next. This is a great example of a window that was very small, but the designer wanted it to be a focus in a room. So by adding a valance, we were able to deliver on the window being a focal point with the drapery, the Roman, as well as the valance. Next. Woven wood shades. Another interesting product. It's sustainably sourced and easy to use. Through this category, we offer pastoral grasses, wooden weaves, and natural beauty. They add natural beauty into every space. Next. Here are just some types of textures that you get to see. They're from renewable natural fibers like bamboo and reeds. They have a strong texture. In Roman shades, you can add lining options depending on whether you want light to filter through or make them functional or decorative. Next, some examples of installation of how a wooden shade is layered with a solar shade and used as a decorative element within a space. Next. So woven wood shades have 4 options. There's the waterfall, standard, cascade, and roller. On the bottom, you see you can also add trims to finish the details, or you could leave it without the trim if you want to see the raw unfinished edge. Next. Wood and metal blinds, these are standard. Most of us know about them. It's just another product category that we offer. Here you see them layered with Roman. Here you see, just to show that, of course, blinds can be with a cord or with a tape. Next. Examples of Romans, tulip on the left, and on the right, you're seeing the Roman cascade. An example of a drapery. So again, this is just to show how on the left, as it's treated as part of an architecture with the ceiling hand painted, the wallpaper on the wall, and then the drapery in the window. On the right, you're seeing the cornice detail, the decorative element along with the trims. Next. This is just to show you some examples of projects we also do. Our focus is primarily residential. We do commercial. This is a sales gallery that recently opened in Miami. The window treatments, well, it was 18-foot ceilings, ripple fold, very architectural. We used a cravat material. They wanted light filtering in. Next. Here's the same thing. It's from the Naftali group. And then you see on the right, the pockets. That's another interesting architectural element to factor in, whether you want the drapery to read like a wall with fabric, or you want it pronounced with a hardware and a track that's exposed. Here it's, of course, hidden in the pocket. Next. Cast iron lofts in a Shigeru Ban building in Tribeca with 24-foot ceilings and drapery. This is just to show our expertise and skill, whether it's something as simple as a manual drape or it could be something more complicated like a motorized. We can do it all. Next, a project in Marfa, Texas, Douglas Friedman branch. We're using Sombrella material here, which is Sombrella has great selection of fabric for outdoor and for light. So this was used as a concept for a wall, an architectural wall without any interference to the space. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that. These photos, like for both of you all, were just so inspiring. I want to redo my entire house now. I want to change all of the blinds, add some new curtains. Thank you so much for your time today. So if you have any questions, pop them into the Q&A box for us. But I actually have a question. So how do you work? Outline kind of the process for me. If I want to do some windows in a office project, what would that look like? Do I come to you? Do you come to me?
Sure, that's a great question. And we often get asked that because we have 140 plus showrooms around the country. People often ask, how do we work on specific projects and how does trade work with the shade store? So you're welcome to come into a showroom. You can mention the specifics of the project. I would encourage you to ask the showroom design consultant to connect you with the trade department. I had the trade program at the company, but I'm at the corporate office. And the process is we basically would take rough measurements from you. We would ask for a window schedule. Typically, people are not aware of that, or we ask for dimensions of what you're working with. If you don't have any of the information, we can just set up a measure appointment. That's how simple it is. We will come to the site, measure everything, come back, and within a day, we'll turn around with a price quote to you. If you need calculation of material, if you're purchasing material, we'll provide that in the estimate. We will call out any variances and tolerances that need to be called out, advise you on the best and most suitable mounting method. If it's motorized, we'll advise you what you need for the site to have. In motorization, you can do hard wiring, or you could also have battery operated options if the site is not outfitted and this is something you want to add on much later in the process.
Perfect, amazing. And how long, what's like a typical lead time on window treatments? Like if we're using this office scenario as an example, I'm thinking like, you know, roller motorized shades in the conference room, maybe something a little more, you know, luxurious in the executive offices. Like, is there a difference in lead time based on what we're doing, like, or the types of shades? What does that look like?
That's another great question. The advantage of owning the company and owning our manufacturing. We have 5 workrooms around the country. We manufacture and sell to other dealers, but having our own facilities, we're able to control lead times. We take pride in saying our lead times are unbeatable nationwide. Having materials at our disposal, we can fulfill individual client requirements based on the project. Typical lead times can be 10 days for rollers and solars. For drapery, we say 2 weeks if it's an in-stock product. But we've actually done, even like for Naftali, we had a very ambitious deadline. Everything happened at the last minute and we turned it around. So we take great pride in owning our workroom and saying that we produce to your spec. As much as it's custom and bespoke, lead time is a very strong component, and that is the advantage of coming to us because we control that.
I mean, 2 weeks is amazing and like unheard of. Awesome, fantastic. All right, everyone. So let's take a quick look at the Q&A. We got those answered. Fantastic. Well, thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, Ramon and Nazneen, for being here and sharing your beautiful products with us. We will be sending out a recording, so if there's anything you missed or you want to come back to, you can always reference. You'll also have their contact information in the email if you do have additional questions. And of course, you can always access samples on materialbank.com. So thank you again and have a wonderful weekend, everyone.
Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye.